Hey everyone, today is Friday, June 9th, 2023, and this is going to be the monthly June update for my tropical garden here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I try to do one of these each month just to keep track of everything. And yeah, so we'll get started here. We got a lady palm here in the front, not doing too well, never really has for me. I bought it when it was about this size and hasn't really done much at all. Over here on the left and on the right, I have Mexican fan palm, Washingtonia robusta, and I actually got these as single strap leaves that I dug out of the ground in Orlando about exactly 2 years ago in July of 2021. So this one is taking off, and I just potted it up, so I expect to see a lot of growth on that this summer. And the one on the right not doing too good. For this little section here, I've got giant white bird of paradise, two of them in here, and they're doing okay. Livingstone chinensis, Chinese fan palm. This thing completely defoliated last summer because I sunburned it as I brought it outside and I didn't acclimate it. And I acclimated everything slowly this year, and I've had no losses and really no damage. This thing completely defoliated, and this is what's grown back in a year. It's doing pretty well. And we're actually starting to see some taller split leaves on it, so that's pretty cool. I would say probably the biggest prize in my garden is the windmill palm here, Trichycarpus fortunei. This is actually the first palm I bought right before COVID. That would have been February. I bought it in February of 2020. And it's going great. Does so well for me inside, outside, full sun, shade. It just does a really great job, and I just potted it up into this big pot last month. We got a red Abyssinian banana here. Last year this did so well for me. This year it's doing fine, but it is way smaller than it was last year, and I don't know if it just needs more heat and water to get it back to the form that it was, or maybe it's always going to be small. But I did overwinter it in a basement, as I did with many of these. I have Schalifera here. This thing is growing great. It's doing so well for me. I actually have it facing that direction so that the sun's behind me right now. Or it always is, I should say, and I'm wanting to kind of bring it back this way because it's kind of growing a way I don't want it to grow. So I'm trying to get it to be kind of more upright. Over here, we've got, unfortunately, probably a death. We've got Areca here, Dipsis lutescens. Those two fronds that you see, there is no center spear behind them, and they are probably going to die off. There's still one chance left. This one right here of a center spear, but I just don't feel really good about it. It got sunburned last year. It almost completely defoliated, and then it got taken over by mealybugs, and it was just a bad deal. So that's going to be a huge loss for me because I love that palm. Musabaju banana that I overwintered. Also, on this particular plant, unless I have the middle or the newest leaf open, this happens on every other leaf. And is this from, let me know guys, if that's just from underwatering or too much watering, which it's not too much watering, I could tell you that, or is it from too much sun, or what is the deal with it? But I can only have one leaf on this thing at one time. It's ridiculous. Pygmy date palm, Phoenix robellini. This thing does very well for me inside, outside, shade, full sun. It does pretty good. It's a little bit light right now. I think it did get a little bit touched by the sun. Actually, now that I say that, it's probably not true because the newest fronds that are opening up are the lightest, so I can't exactly explain that. At any rate, that's always done really good for me. It's a good palm to have. And then another white bird of paradise there. Over here, let's check this out. I was actually trying to get this done before the sun came in. We've got three. I've three Majesty palms right here. 1, 2, 3, and then a big elephant ear. I got this for free, so I don't know the exact cultivar on it, but this thing is growing like crazy. And this thing did so good in my basement this winter. I actually cut it all the way down so there was no leaves, and it grew 4 leaves, including this big one, over winter in my basement. It's incredible. Got a little cordyline here. I got this one for free as well. I pretty much cut everything off because it was kind of looking a little bit ratty in the basement, but it's coming back good, and it's pushing out new growth. In fact, these 4 leaves right here are all new. Mandevilla on my home built trellis here. You can't beat that. Just the most tropical of looks, and I love the pink. I think that pink just pops so nicely. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it works so well. I built this 6 feet tall just so I could move it, but I mean, here we are on June 9th, and it's it's already wanting to be taller than that, so kind of crazy. A kiwi cordyline here. This does really good for me, inside outside. Attracts a lot of mealybugs though, but it's beautiful, and I just love that pop of pink on the sides. A Majesty that I almost let die last winter. I kept it out to like 27 degrees, and it's just slowly coming back online for me. And another giant white bird of paradise. So that's everything for up here, and then let's go ahead and take a look at what I've got going down here. And this is all permanent in ground. Obviously everything up there was potted that I take inside, but this is all in ground stuff that's permanent here, and everything does on its own. So we got a sable minor palm here. Hardly ever protected it in the winter time. I think I might have put a box over it for about 7 days in total. Over the course of the winter, it's sending up new spears. Needle palm. I did protect this more because I wanted to keep it dry, and it did great. I did not necessarily protect it from the cold. I just wanted to keep it dry, and it's got 3 new pups on it. Let's see if I can get these here. There's the first pup that I had last year. Here's another one, and just the other day I saw that. So as far as I can tell, it's got 3 pups on it, which is amazing. And this is doing really well for me. The thing that's a little bit irritating about this is all the fronds tend to, or all the leaflets tend to like fall over. In fact, I just cut that one, but they just fold from the wind, and then they just start looking bad. So I mean, as it grows, it'll continue to have more and more fronds and leaflets, and that will be less of an issue. But when it's just that one main chunk, it doesn't look too good when all the leaflets are falling over. Another sable minor, probably protected for about 7 days in total over the winter. Did really, really well. Pink China Caucasia, the hardiest as far as I'm concerned of all elephant ears. I mean, I literally did no protection on these things. I let them die, and then I cut them in the fall and walked away, and these are all coming back all on their own. No protection whatsoever, no artificial anything. So the fact that I'm living at 39.1 degrees north and I have elephant ears in my garden is insane. Busa Baju bananas. I had 4 plants in here. You can kind of see the clumps, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I had 4 individual plants in here, and now I have, see, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus another 4. So 16 plants in there right now from 4. So yeah, just incredible. And that's just what I can see from here. Now these 2 in the middle, I literally just repotted those, or I'm sorry, replanted those. I did have them over here in another little garden, but I was kind of tired of watering that, and I just wanted to fill out this space. So I just moved those from here, or from there to here. So those are new in terms of being in this garden. So we'll see how they do. It's full shade over there, and over here we do get a little bit of more sun. So yeah, the bananas are awesome. These are just about, they're about eye level for me right now. So they're about 5 foot tall, and they're just doing great. And I mean, the color, I love the color on these things. Man, that's beautiful. So these things are really popping off. No protection on these whatsoever. I cut them down to the ground. I walked away from them, and I didn't do anything, and they came back in about, I would say about mid-April. I don't know, you could go back to my past videos and see the exact date, but yeah, they popped back off for me, and I've done nothing to them. So yeah, very hardy, and very just so tropical looking. So I love having them here. They're just a great centerpiece of the garden, in my opinion. And then this whole area here, I had cannas, all different types of cannas, and it looks like only 2 are going to come back for me. This one I just saw kind of pop up a couple days ago, and it's got another new pup right there. And then this one, which I think this is called like Tiger something or other. And I do have this particular one in 2 other areas of my yard next to my house, and they're already about 4 foot tall. But out here where it's unprotected right now, they're only about 1 foot. But so out of all this, I probably had at least 20 cannas through here, and out of all that, I only had 2 that came back. So that's not very good. So I got a big wide open space here in my garden. I haven't really decided yet what I want to do. And this one was actually back where those bananas are, and I just moved it forward just today. So we'll see how it does with the transition. And then yesterday I was just cleaning up, and I noticed this. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a canna. I did have some calla lilies planted right in this area, but the summer heat burned them up. And I don't know if that's what that's going to be. I put the little stake there so I don't accidentally step on it. So we'll see what happens with that and what that is. But yeah, so that's my in-ground garden. Again, very little protection on the palms and no protection on anything else. Oh, and I do have some of those pink chinas coming back right here as well. So really cool. Of course, something's eating on them. As you can see, I mean, I've got just about anything out here in my forest that will munch on anything. But believe it or not, I actually do pretty good here in terms of the deer not eating these. I had a deer take out a couple chunks of a banana last year, and that was it. So I guess they decided they didn't like those, which is great. So hopefully I don't have to protect anything from any of the wildlife. And then just one last look of an Aucuba here. I had 2 of them. I had one here and here. That one's gone, but this one completely defoliated all the way, died back down to the ground after a -8 degree winter, and here it is coming back. So it's looking pretty good. And then a cherry laurel, same thing, died all the way back to the ground and coming back and looking pretty good. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so really pretty pleased with the garden. You know, I knew there was going to be losses my first year doing that to that extent. I knew there would be losses, and there was, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. The fact that my palms did so well and my bananas came back, that's what I was most concerned with. And yeah, really happy for how things are going. So that'll be it for the June update, and we will talk soon. Take care, everyone. Thanks. Bye.